To start with, how many of you in this room are scared of aging or growing older? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone amongst the younger generation? All of you are looking forward to growing older? That's great. No? So, as human beings, you know, as we grow older, most of us look forward to when we are going to be 16 years of age, right? Then we look forward to growing older, to 18, then maybe the legal age to drink or to enjoy your life. But we don't really look forward to growing maybe 50, 60, 70. Do you? Any of you? No? So, the reason why I'm asking you this question is because one of the main reasons why I started Bihani, One of the main reasons why I started Bihani is because I myself had that fear of aging. I used to always think that, oh God, I wish I could die younger, you know. But then, what I realized also is, over a period of time, while researching as to what is it that I really wanted to do, I came across a lot of inspiring individuals who were elders. And when I came across them, I realized that if they can be like that when they are 80, when they are 70, or when they are at their age, why can't many of the elders around us be like them? Or why can't I myself look forward to life or living meaningfully like them? And that's how Bihani started. So Bihani was established in August 2013. I'm sorry, it's a very wide presentation. But yeah, so it started in August 2013. Why? Because we wanted to create a platform which would make aging a very positive experience. Because in our society, we don't really look forward to aging as a very positive experience. Another thing is, our focus is on individuals above the age of 50. But we say not restricted to it. It's for anyone who would like to re-engage in something that they were doing, re-explore new things, or relive their life. Because in our society, many of you, if you go and ask your parents, when you go back home, ask them, what's your dream? Most of them will tell you, I want you to study, I want you to settle down, I want you to get married. Once you're married, they'll say, I want you to have a child. Once you have a child, they'll just be thinking about you. Whereas at the end of the day, what we all need to remember is, they also have a life, right? And that's exactly why Bihani was established. The aim is to provide a platform for our members to share their experiences, because we have so many elders who have a lot of knowledge, along with learning from each other. We also try to focus a lot on intergenerational learning. It's not necessary that just because you are an elder, you know everything, or just because you are a younger generation person, you know everything about today's world. So it's also about how we can share experiences amongst generations. At the end of the day, all of us are what we are, where we are, or who we are because of our parents. So I think it was really required that we needed to provide a platform where our elders could also start living their life more meaningfully. So what do we do is, Bihani functions as a social enterprise. Most of you are starting entrepreneurship right now. Many people ask me, why a social enterprise? The reason why I started it is because I didn't want to be dependent on funding as an NGO. Another thing is, usually people ask me, what's the difference between a social entrepreneur and an entrepreneur? The main difference, I would say, is the intention. Why did you start it? Was it to make profit? That's also good. It doesn't mean that if you want to make money, it's bad. So an entrepreneur's intention is to make money, a profit. A social organization's intention is to impact socially. A social entrepreneur's intention is to identify a social problem and, using a business model, solve that social problem. So that's what we are doing at Bihani. How many of you have heard of Bill Drayton? Anyone? So Bill Drayton is the founder of Ashoka, and Ashoka is one of the organizations which is actually the front runners in terms of spreading social entrepreneurship in the world. What Bill Drayton says is, the job of a social entrepreneur is to recognize when a part of society is stuck and to provide new ways to unstuck it. So as a social entrepreneur, our aim is to identify a social problem, solve it, and move forward along with using a business model. So how does Bihani fit into this? What we do is we are addressing the problem of aging. What is happening to our elders? How many of you know what's the population of elders above the age of 50 in Nepal? The answer is there actually. 15% of the population in Nepal right now is above the age of 50. Very soon, what is going to happen by the year 2050 is there will be more people above the age of 60 than people below the age of 10. There is a huge gap that's going to happen in the world. So aging is going to be a big issue very soon. Right now, what are we doing? What we do is we look after our elders. We talk about Nepal being a society where children look after the parents, but sometimes looking after parents also is treated as a liability or as a responsibility. Or children look after their parents just because they have to or because that's what society expects. What we are trying to do at Bihani is telling our elders that you can also live your life. You have made your children what they are. Let them live this. You should also continue focusing on yourself as an individual. Now some facts on aging. So as I said, the number of people above the age of 60 is going to rise very soon. 2 billion people will be above the age of 60 in 2050. And time flies. We are right now in 2017. Very soon, before you realize, by the time all of you are in your 50 or 60, you will be part of this demographic. So, so that's your future, guys. So moving from 12% to 22% of the total global population. The most common health conditions are non-communicable diseases like heart diseases, diseases which are linked to depression, mental illnesses which are silent killers. And another reason why I'm mentioning this is because one of the reasons of starting Bihani was also to tackle the issue of loneliness, which is caused by migration. Lots of our relatives, most of the people in this room, I'm sure 60 to 70% of the people in this room have someone or the other abroad, right? So migration is a huge issue, our busy lifestyle is a huge issue. Parents after retiring, when they are stuck at home, they don't know what to do. They have lost their social standing, they will start losing confidence. So it leads to a lot of non-communicable health conditions. Besides that, you will be surprised to know there is no definition as a typical older person as per research. There are some people in their 80s who are mentally as well as physically strong in their 20s. I'm sure most of you have seen a post on Facebook where you have an 80-year-old grandmom, you know, running a marathon or weightlifting, things like that. So we really need to learn more about ourselves as an individual. Now, ageism. Most of us, right now, the buzzword is gender empowerment, gender equality. One of the SDG goals is also about that. But you will be surprised, ageism is going to be more pervasive than sexism or racism very soon, right? There are lots of changes that need to take place. The government needs to be involved, as many of the entrepreneurs here mentioned before. You cannot make change alone. You have to work together with different organizations, different stakeholders to bring about a change. So healthy aging involves all levels and sector of government. It involves us. It involves everyone in the society. Now, why do older people need services? Why do you think Bihani is doing what we are doing, right? Most of the elders need these services broadly. One is physical service, because as we all know, as we age, our body do need physical care. Then besides that, psychological services. This I think is very important in Nepal right now, because when we talk of psychology, when we talk of mental issues, we tend to, any one of you, if you are depressed, if you have any mental issues, you would never talk about it the way you would talk about having a fever or cold and cough. Because as soon as you have the word mental associated with it, people will say you've gone mad, right? If your friend is acting crazy, most of us tend to say, hey, you're psycho or you're mental, right? So it's not a term we really associate in a good way. But this is also a service which we really need in all spheres of our society. Then social service, the government also has to work towards it in order to give our elders a dignified life. Health services, definitely very important. It's only recently that the government has recognized aging as an issue that we really need to take care of. So what are the activities that we provide? How do we tackle these issues? In Bihani, we focus on 3 areas. One is social. In social, we try to create activities which will engage our members socially. We have musical events where the older generation and the younger generation perform together. We have book readings, we have movie screenings, anything that they are interested in. Currently, we are also running a series called Elders as Agents of Change. And we have inspirational elders who come and talk to the younger generation as well as to our members. Besides that, in social, we also provide technology classes. We provide internet classes, we teach them how to use WhatsApp, Viber, Facebook, because many of our elders have children abroad, and even if they can use their phones or their iPad or laptop, they can at least keep in touch with their loved ones. Then we have health. In health, we focus on health-related issues. We also have started Tai Chi. Anyone knows what Tai Chi is? Good. So Tai Chi is a Chinese martial art form. Don't imagine our members like jumping around like Bruce Lee. It's not like that. It's more, it's a part of Wushu, and it's more of yoga and meditation combined. Tai Chi is something which is practiced in China, it's practiced in the West, but in Nepal, we really don't know about it as a health and well-being exercise or health and well-being service. So one of our team members is a national Wushu player, and she is the one who provides Tai Chi classes. We actually had an 89-year-old Nepali lady who took Tai Chi classes with us. Besides that, we also have physiotherapy, we have other health and rehabilitation services that we provide. Besides that, we have organizational. Now that's where we support small-scale local entrepreneurs. Why do we support small-scale local entrepreneurs? It's because many people start a business, but their children have a different dream, right? Many of you in this room, I'm sure, would not want to do what your parents are doing right now. So we have a lot of small local entrepreneurs who have a venture, but their children have their own dream. That's when they come to us and we support them with the services that we can provide them. So we are a support system for the entrepreneurs. We also help them with creating a Facebook page. We help them with setting up a website. If they don't have money, we set up a WordPress site for them, branding, packaging, things like that. Because if you're starting entrepreneurship, you would know that one of the biggest challenges with our local entrepreneurs is not the skill. We have a lot of skill in Nepal. The problem is with simple things like pricing. Either our products are highly priced or they're very low priced. So we need to actually help them with the pricing, things like that. So that's what we do in organizational services. How we help them is also by creating markets, by organizing bazaars, creating networks for them, promoting them on social media and things like that. So, and last August, we also introduced the first privilege card for senior citizens because we don't have any discounts from the government as such. With this card, if you become a member of Bihani, you get discounts in more than 100 outlets. We have restaurants like Embassy, Tamarind, Cafe Soma as our partners. We also have Juju, Karuna Wares. We also have a lot of pharmacies because lots of elders spend on medicine. Currently, our team is also trying to partner with hospitals so that our members can show their card and they can get discounts. We have also partnered with Tranquility Spa because we don't want our elders to think that spa is something that only younger people go to, right? So we have more than 100 plus businesses, and this card can be used by not just the elders but also by their children. Because many people ask us, who will go to a restaurant? You know, my parents will never go to a restaurant. But what we tell them is, imagine the pride they will feel when they give you the card and say, take my card, you'll get a discount because of me, right? Besides that, we also send them birthday cakes because many of our members actually forget their birthdays. You know, they're so busy with their life and their children that they themselves forget about their own special days. So we send them a birthday cake, we try to wish them on their anniversaries. Besides that, one of the projects we're really trying to work hard on is our Make-A-Wish project. We ask our elders, our members, give us one wish of yours which has nothing to do with your children, which has nothing to do with anyone in your life but only yourself. And you'll be surprised, the wishes are so simple. One of our members, she's 60-year-old, she wants to learn Kathak, she wants to learn dance. There is another lady who just wants a day off. She just wants to go somewhere where she doesn't have to talk to anyone and relax, right? Then there was an uncle who just wanted to go and eat in a nice restaurant. These are things we take for granted. But have we ever spoken to our parents? Have we ever sat down and asked them, what is it that you would like to do, right? So these are some of the services that we have. Now, I wouldn't like to say challenges. As an entrepreneur, yes, there are lots of challenges, but more than that, I would like to say lessons that I have learned. And these lessons are actually also contribution from our team. So the first one is ability to think, lead, and implement is very important as an entrepreneur, as a team, for your team as well. Because the biggest problem in Nepal is the ability to think. Why? It's no one's fault. It's just the education system that we come from. It's just the society we come from. Anilji Takarji has this story that he tells every time. He says that in Nepal, when a child doesn't speak, you take them to Surya Vinayak and say, you know, please speak. Then when the child starts speaking, they say, keep quiet, right? So that's the society we are from. And many times we are told what's right, what's wrong, even in school, in colleges, we are spoon-fed. So when the time comes for you to think, it's very difficult. Even I went through it. It's a very difficult process, but the moment you start thinking, it's going to help you a lot. So the biggest challenge is human resource, starting with you yourself, which is the ability to think, to lead. Lead, again, everyone wants to be a leader, but who are you going to lead, right? So you have to be capable enough to lead and implement. Every day is a new day. As an entrepreneur, every day is a new day. I don't know whether it's only me who feels that, but in our office, it's like some days we are changing all the rooms, some days we are changing all the departments, some days we are streamlining the team. So I asked one of our advisors, his name is Steve, he's a 75-year-old American who keeps on coming and advising us. I said, Steve, when will this stop? You know, I'm tired of running around, I'm tired of rearranging things. And what he told me was, the moment you stop it, your business is going to stop. So be prepared to take each day as a new day to run around. Patience is a virtue, especially in Nepal. So you have to be very, very patient. Don't expect things to happen immediately. I have learned that myself in the hard way. Don't expect to earn a salary for at least 5 years if you have started your own enterprise. And another thing is, don't count your chickens before they hatch, especially in Nepal, because people are very good with saying, yes, yes, it will be done, but till it's done, you never know, right? Always be 2 steps ahead. This is also in terms of your competitors, this is also in terms of everything that you're doing, because it's very easy for people to copy what you're doing. So be 2 steps ahead, always innovate. Change is the only constant thing. Remember that. Reach out and do not run around like a headless chicken, which basically means focus. Future plans, that's our team, some of them. I don't know what the next step is, we are still talking. This is not just for our team, but it's for everyone here, because aging is an issue which all of us have to go through, but it's been such a challenge for us, making people understand the fact that you are also going to grow old one day. So I would like all of you in this room today to think about it. For most of you, go home, talk to your parents, try to give them time, try to take out time from your busy schedule, talk to them, ask them what's your wish, try to do what they have been doing for you all this while. So, thank you.